Hey guys, Renee Lee here, your Soul Purpose Success Mentor. Here's a question that I get so often from prospects and clients alike. And the question is, how do I go all in? How do I go all in the way you have with your soul's purpose? And I tell you, it's so simple. It's just choosing. It's just choosing. It's like, when you have to go to the gym and you're laying in bed and you're just like, how do I get myself out of bed? how do I get to the gym? How do I get over that hump, right? That has me feeling so heavy laying in bed. It's a choice to say, gonna do it now. Now's the moment I'm gonna lift my body up and go do the thing and get my shoes on, right? Wasn't there a book? There was a book, this woman who wrote a book about the 5-second rule. Literally just count to 5 and do the thing. Right? That's the only way you're going to do the thing. It's to choose to do it. And you could count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just get up and don't think. And when I used to train for a marathon, for the New Jersey Marathon many years ago, that's what we did. That's what I did. The shoes were there so that when I woke up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whatever time it was, no thinking required, just get up, put the shoes on, and out I go, right? I was all ready. And so when you don't think about it and just take the action, then you can see results. So it has to be a willing choice on your part. If you don't choose to do the thing, you can't get there, period. So the original question, how do I go all in? You just have to choose to go all in. There's no practice arena for choosing to go all in. There's no practice space for that. You just have to choose it and do it. So I'll give you an example. I am a different entrepreneur today than I was 3 months ago. I actually say this to my husband many times throughout the year. As I look back to see what I've achieved, I'll say to him, oh my gosh, I'm a different entrepreneur than I was last year. I'm a different entrepreneur here in upstate New York than I was in the city. I'm a different entrepreneur today than I was 3 months ago before I started my group mastermind called Soul Freedom Circle. And so I keep taking these actions to stretch myself, expand and grow my energy field so that I could become a different entrepreneur and reach a new level of success, right? Going up on stage and being a public speaker, it was a choice. Like, how do you do it? How do you get up on stage? I just one day chose to pay someone at a holistic fair, and I had my first talk there, voice shaking and all. And then I had more speaking gigs, in Seattle, across the country. And so it's the doing. Choosing to take the action is how you actually shift. You can't shift just by asking how or thinking that there is a way to feel confident before you do the action. You cannot feel confident about taking the action until you complete the action. Think about that. Can confidence and power and courage, can any of that come before you take the action? You can't feel like you're ready to go all in. You will never feel like you're ready to go all in. Like, really understand this. You will never feel ready for the thing that's going to stretch you. And so most recent example is the Soul Freedom Circle, my mastermind, right? So this is the first time that I'm holding space for a group. I've done a lot of one-on-one for 3 years or so. And so here's a group. And in the beginning, and my concern was that, how can I be fully present with each one and still hold the space for the group, right? And in the beginning, it was interesting. I saw myself having to effort a little bit with each one, going, okay, well, do I remember where we left off? Do I remember where she and I left off? Do I remember all the little, things around her offerings? And it took a little effort. I noticed it. It took a little mind effort to kind of think back, like focus, switch, and get present. And then when I did my retreat, my most recent retreat for the mastermind ladies, it just went poof. It just went poof. I no longer needed to effort in my mind to be like, where did we leave off? okay, so your offering is what? Like I no longer I can go back and forth and switch. I just knew where everybody was and what everybody was doing. It was my mind capacity grew. Is there another way to put it? Or rather, it wasn't the mind capacity, right? It was really the limiting thought that I might not be able to. That limiting thought I might not be able to left me because of the actions that I consistently took against it. And then it was like, oh, I got freed up from that limiting thought. And so now I had space to really, to hold space with the group and to be present with them in this new way without having to effort. So I hope that makes sense, right? So it was interesting. I saw it just go poof. And the reason it goes poof is because I keep taking the actions. I could have said, no, I'm not going to do a group. I'm going to keep doing one-on-ones because that's what I'm comfortable with, right? But instead, I acknowledge that this is what Spirit was nudging me to do. And I acknowledge that me holding space with a group is actually also preparation for me to do something larger for larger audiences, okay? And so with all of that in mind, I committed to stepping into this feeling of stretched. And then the retreat was just another layer of that, right? And so all of a sudden, because of the consistent action, it goes away. So the key here is just choose to take the action. And, going all in, it may feel so big, but all you have to do is share with people, I'm a healer, I'm a spiritual teacher, this is what I do. Would you like my services? It's X amount of money. Like that's it. Like you just have to show up, share, and make an offer. Okay. And then, Spirit will take it from there. Spirit can't move you unless you start to be movable. and to be movable, you have to start playing the game, start taking some action. It's like that pinball. If you think about the pinball machine, right, where there's a little pulley thingy, you pull it down and the ball flies, and then once you're in the game, then the angels are the flippers, spirits, the flippers can guide you. But if you're not in the game board because you're over here stuck on the side going, how? Spirit can't move you. Spirit can't bring opportunities to you. Your soul clients can't find you. You're just stuck in that hole because you're not choosing to play. Right? So take the action. You have to choose to take some kind of action and get visible and make an offer. And then you will start to see more of your mastery. You will start to see more synchronicities. You will start to see how the universe and God will meet you when you choose to step up and get visible and choose your soul purpose. So how do you go all in? Choice. It's just a choice. Everything is choice. How do you leave a domestically abusive relationship? You have to choose it first before anything else can happen. How do you get out of bed every morning even though you're super tired? You just have to choose it. Otherwise, nothing happens, right? Choice. It's just a choice. We all have to just choose. And then the how comes after the yes. So I invite you now to just really push through your looping thoughts, and they're looping. That's how you get stuck. They loop. And so just choose. Despite what I am thinking and what my ego is saying, despite the fear of showing up very publicly, choose your soul purpose in the face of all of that and watch the results. New action will bring you new results. I hope this has been helpful. I'm Renee Lee, Soul Purpose Success Mentor. Visit me at reneelee.net to learn more. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Send me more of your questions. If you go to my website, there's a little bar on the right-hand side where you can record your voice. Send me a voicemail. Just go to Ask Renee over at reneelee.net. Thanks, guys.